just wanted to go ahead and let you know that. Because I got you mounted in my dash. And I didn't expect it to be this bumpy. So if you guys got a better way than this, I would much appreciate the knowledge. This is my setup for right now for filming inside the car. I'm actually going to go see family right now to go for Christmas and stuff. But this is the new car, the new build, the new project, whatever you want to call it. It's actually my new daily. This is a 2001 Mustang Cobra. And this is going to be my little review on it. I've been driving it for about a month now. And man, it's a good vehicle. It's a really good car. This car has actually got a Terminator long block in it. They swapped it in at about 45,000 miles on the block. So it was a wrecked car. So the engine's low miles, and the guy who bought the engine only had so it was at like a junkyard type deal, and the Eaton blower that was on the Terminator engine was already sold and took it off of the engine. So he bought the long block, checked to make sure it was a Terminator engine, and he had a Pro Charger laying around. It's a D1SC blower, old stuff, old school stuff, man. And he equipped that on here at about 12 psi. This car made about 490 or 480 horsepower. Great power. The power band looks really, really good and smooth on an up high incline. But for me personally, from driving this car for this long, bottom end, there's nothing. Like, you go to punch it, it's like waiting, and then it like slowly builds in the boost like later on in the RPMs, which, I mean, for most, that's fine. But for me, like, I'm like, it's a good car if you're drag racing. It's a good car for a daily. What my long-term goals are, that's not going to stay on this car. I want power when I touch that throttle. You know, I don't want to have to wait for it. But yeah, other than that, dude, this car has been freaking amazing. I've been taking it to back roads literally the day I got it. First thing I did was take it on a long drive down some back roads. Found a lot of issues wrong with it. Of course, it's a project car, you know. Started making a list of everything that needs to be replaced and things that I need to make it a more cozy car for me. But the car's so far pretty good. It still has like some issues, but it does everything I need for at least this year. I give it its regular service. It ain't like the Mazda back in the day where I'll wait like 60,000 miles for an oil change, you know. I immediately did an oil change on this car and then did another one back to back. Bolt checked it. Car looks great. It's got a very old school style of blower, so I don't know if you can hear it right now. Well, you won't right now, but as I get going, you'll hear it. It kind of sounds like a rattlesnake, which is kind of fitting for the Cobra, you know. And it goes, and it's, to me, I love it. I love it. Most people don't like it's not efficient, but it sounds amazing. Why I picked this car specific. I knew if I was to get a car and have to like spend money, take a loan out, any way, shape, or form, where I am investing into it, I wanted something that it will build my career, or it will build out of me, you know what I mean? So like, I can learn from it. I'm gonna feel good driving it. Mustang eras, like SN95s, like the pre-New Edge year. I was like, those are cheap, you know, those are good. And then I started thinking about long-term goals, like what if I wanted to get into drifting? What if I wanted to take the platform as far as I could take it? And, you know, like independent rears are beneficial in drifting. However, stick axle's still good, but who in FD right now is competitive winning with a stick axle? Nobody that I can think of. So independent rear is what I was shooting for. Now, a problem with these is that the independent rears that are on these cars aren't actually like the best. However, I also don't think they're the worst. Looking at the arm and the design of it, it's honestly not that bad. What it does do is it limits its range of motion. When you go to a true coilover design, the limit of movement is cut, dude. We had the Fox body that I took to Nappy Boy event, the Fun Haver Fox. It has a true coilover design in the rear, and it's got a 250-pound spring, very soft for some, and you're modulating it, and that car like feels like it's like got a solid rod in the back. So, and it's not because of the spring, you know. And in transitions, when you're drifting and stuff, you can feel it move, but it doesn't move like this car. And this car's got the exact same rear end as that car, except for the only difference is that this is a divorce setup. So honestly, I'm thinking for the mindset of what your independent rear is for Cobras, the king for it is going to be divorce setups. So I think I'm going to leave it divorce for a while. But yes, also, as you can tell from the way I'm talking, future plans is to make this a drift car. Not now, not even in the next year. This next year, like throughout this year, I want to make it the perfect driving car. Like, the enjoyment of driving this car is a 10. That's what I want to make it. Right now, it's almost a 10. Like, it is so enjoyable to drive. It makes all the good noises. It handles really well. Surprisingly, for a car with somewhat stock 2001 suspension, you know, like everything's been redone. I looked over the chassis, you know, so the chassis itself's got 172,000 miles on it, almost 173. But the bushings look brand new. The guy just replaced the shocks. It has new springs, lowered springs in the front, and the rear. It's got the stock springs in it right now. That's because it's running a big, beefy 295/45 in the rear, which is impeccable, man. Like, you want to talk about hooking, this thing hooks no problem, and it's honestly very enjoyable to drive. I mean, out of a dig, I'm not really like too good with slipping the clutch yet anyway, so I'm not really doing it that much, but you can get them to spin. But I mean, this thing's making like almost 500 horsepower to the wheels, and it holds it. So it's a pretty good move. So now, regarding some of the issues that these cars do have, this thing does have a TR3650 in it. So, you know, it's not the worst transmission. It's not even close to the best, but they do have available upgrades that is really nice and convenient to be able to swap over to swap into this. And this is what an ideal plan is that I could possibly do this year as well. I got a spare TR3650 at the house, and you can upgrade these to a 26 spline input shaft, which is really nice because you can run a much better clutch with that. Somebody dumped a lot of trash. that's in here right now is a 5-puck Exetti. It's all right, you know. I read the reviews on it, and everyone was like, "Ooh, I love it. It's great. It's the best thing ever." Dude, all right, I'm used to my demo cars at RTR and also the comp car, and that clutch is like stupid light, like so light. I got this thing, and I forgot that there's such thing as a heavy clutch, and I got in here, and I'm like, "Whoa, that's a workout," and then letting it out and stuff was like super difficult for like the first week. I had a killer leg pump, leg was sore every day, but now I go press the clutch in, I don't even think about it, and then I hopped in the demo car, and immediately I was like, "Whoa, is this thing broken? Like, this clutch is super soft." But the 5-puck, it grabs really good, but when it grabs, it's grabbing, dude. So like, I don't know if you can hear it in the video right now, but it's like doing ka-kunk, ka-kunk, ka-kunk. It's because that's the clutch, just how hard it's grabbing on the engine. It's insane, but it does its job, and it does it well. So I am not mad at it at all. Yeah, but regardless, if I upgrade my transmission at home to a 26 spline input shaft, I already got a twin disc clutch for it that I can put on this car with a light flywheel, so it'll be perfect for the car. The clutch I got is slightly used, but it should be fine. That clutch, it's good for like over 1,000 horsepower, so it should be well okay with 500 horsepower. And I already know those clutches good and they feel great, so I'm excited to put that into this car whenever that happens. But I feel the time is coming soon, because changing gears sometimes, like, it's a little spotty. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes, oh man, yeah, that successfully goes back into first gear, and other times it's like, nah fam, I'm not doing it. Third gear also developed a whine. It sounds like a straight cut gear. Let me see if we can hear it. Hear it? Like, that's not the blower. That part's the blower. Yeah. So, a little dodgy. But for right now, it sounds dope. Also, reasons why it is not just immediately diving into a drift car. This thing needs a lot to become a drift car. And this will be plans that you'll see next year whenever we start making the moves towards that direction. I don't want it to become a drift car next year. My plan for this car isn't to become a drift car until the year 2027. I know it's a while, I know it's a hold, but there's still lots to do in the meantime to this car that'll be great content for the channel, and that I can do things with it that you guys might enjoy. I don't care if you do, because I'm going to enjoy it, so it'll be alright. Get to see this smile on my face, and we're going to be enjoying it. But the diff in these cars are severely open of an LSD. They are an LSD. You go do a burnout, you know, you're like, yeah, woo, it's locking up, son. And then as soon as you go to try to whip a donut, it's like, why won't it do it? Like, I got 500 horsepower. I know this thing to do a donut. Bro, you got an LSD. This thing is opening up as much as it can. Benefits to that. Feels amazing in corners. Like, this car just, it grabs so good. But that is literally the limit of it. Like, you don't get nothing else. this car, when I did try to, like, because of course, you know, I first got the car and I'm like, yo, cool, I'm gonna go do a donut. And like I said, how the LSD mostly opens, it opens very unpredictably. So you'll be sitting there going to doing a donut, it does good, halfway into the donut, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what, I'm gonna go straight now. And then it just opens up and you're pointing straight. Wherever you're pointing to, you're going towards it. So it's like, I can't really do much here. So the only ways you can really do that without building a diff is like changing your wheel size to like something smaller to where it's less reactive on the diff. But I don't really want to do that. So the most I'm going to do, I'm leaving 18s on it, but the most I'll do is go down to like, I don't know, at some point I want to go to like a 255 if I was to drift this thing. To like have fun and get used to what a 255 feels like on a car. But, to capitalize onto it, you got cars, but I do plan to build a diff in the future, and then that'll make this a much easier car for drifting, if, you know, we make it that far to drifting. Other plans too for when it goes drift mode. We are going to shoot to purchase and use FDF for the angle kit. Just looking over like angle kits that are available for this car. Scotty D's got one, or sorry, Synergy or whatever the new company name is. But it's very basic, uses the stock spindle, which means it's keeping our trail super negative, which I've only driven cars like that, except for one time I drove my buddy Ben Hobson, drove his G35, and feeling what a car is like with trail and with a good angle kit and all that, it's like, I was like, oh man, this is insane. I can do some like really low speed, high angle stuff and feel very in control in the car. Where most times with a car without the trail, it is be on your shit and make sure you are as dialed as you can be in the moment. So you are like, you're pushing, like you are pushing it as hard as you can. And I mean, it looks good, it looks cool, it feels cool, but you know, I want a car that can do both. You know what I mean? I want to be able to enjoy it slow sideways and also go in a bank with it, you know what I mean? So this car eventually would be cool to compete with, but in the meantime, you know, I would also be down with just a fun drift car that I could take out to some of the Cars and Caffeine events that happen in Lanier and just enjoy the car, you know. It's a good car, sounds cool. So overall, with plans of the angle kit, do the diff. I got a set of BCs on the way for the setup I want for this year. But of course, that's going to lead to change whenever we go into drifting, because I want to be able to build the shock, build the front coils to being real strong. Taking it off of that, we're just gonna do the selfie cam for this last bit of the video, I guess. It's got some hard vibration, like it's not hard, it's very slight, low tone vibrations when you're driving, and it just made this camera do some cool stuff. Insert clip now. So yeah, overall, that's the plans for this car. Any suggestions you guys got, or anybody with more Cobra knowledge than me, because I am just starting out on this whole thing. All like how I started out with like a review to just breaking down future game plans for this car. But you know, I want to give you all something to look forward to, you know, with the car and with the channel and what I plan to do with the growth of it. You know, we're gonna go to have some fun and enjoy a vehicle. You know, and I'm gonna hopefully teach on here how to build a simple car that's reliable, that you can drift and have fun with, beat the piss out of it, and call it a day. I got some other cars too that I'm turning into drift cars that are also with the same mentality: beat the piss out of it, enjoy the car. But this one, I wanted to look nice because I like this thing. This thing is cool. It is a cool Mustang, and I like it a lot. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. If you did not like the video, go down in the comments and let me know why you didn't like it. I want to know. I want to grow from this, make improvements, do better for YouTube and stuff. And yeah, I will catch y'all in future videos where I got a lot of more stuff planned. You know, some